On the news tonight, President Tinubu receives chairman authority of ECOWAS heads of state and government. Community hosts the first female accountant general of the Federation to a grand reception. IGP condemns gross misconduct by Edo policemen, orders them to appear before panel in Abuja. Good evening, you are welcome to NTA Ijebode News at 7. My name is Titilayoke. Thanks for staying tuned with us. Now the news in details. President Tinubu today received his counterpart from Guinea-Bissau, Umaru Sissoco Embalo, in a private meeting. The Guinea president, who is also chairman, authority of ECOWAS heads of state and government, Umaru Sissoco Embalo, was received by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State on arrival at the Muritala Mohammed International Airport. The meeting behind closed doors lasted about 2 hours. Special advisor to the president on special duties, communities and strategy, Dele Alake, speaks about the private visit. This is the first time President Tinubu will be receiving a counterpart from other countries. Nigeria's Vice President, Kashim Shettima, says the unity of the country is sacrosanct and traditional leaders must play the role in ensuring peace is restored. The appeal was made during a visit to the Sultan of Sokoto on Salah homage. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Usman Jubrila reports.
Citizen accorded at the Sultan Abubakar III International Airport, Sokoto, and the Sokoto State Governor, Dr. Ahmed Aliyu, leads the delegation to receive him. From the airport, a carnival-like crowd through major streets of the seat of the Caliphate to the Sultan's palace. Another royal reception by His Eminence, the Sultan. Unity and security formed major points of discourse as the Vice President restates commitment of the Tinubu administration in addressing the challenges.
The Sultan of Sokoto is an institution, not only in northern Nigeria, but in the West African sub-region, in the Muslim world. There can never be peace without development. There can never be development without peace.
Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammad Saad Abubakar, appreciates the effort of the government in the last 1 month, sustaining the tempo of development and addressing major national issues head-on.
Policies are important. Some stringent policies are important for us to move forward. But I believe we must always take people along so that everybody knows what we are doing, why we are doing it. And at the end of it, when things are better, people will say, Alhamdulillah, we suffered before, but now we are much better. We support you 100%, inshallah.
The Vice President was also hosted at the Government House, Sokoto, by the State Governor, Dr. Ahmed Aliyu, and other political leaders.
Please accept the glad tidings and regards from His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He is very much aware of the challenges of our people. The insecurity that has pervaded the northwest region of the country. He is taking far-reaching measures. And I want to congratulate you. In the past 30 days, there have been some semblance of peace.
So highly elated to be the first government in our country, Nigeria, to force His Excellency from
The Vice President is back in Abuja. From Sokoto, Abdurrahman Usman Jibrila, NTA News.
State governors have been expressing readiness to follow the example of what they describe as a good leadership posture by being shown by President Bola Tinubu. President Tinubu has severally called on subnational government to be ready for the responsibility of good governance, and some of the governors, including those of Kogi and Benue states, they said they are ready to take a cue. The governors were part of visitors paying Salah homage to the president at his private residence in Lagos. Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, has called on parliament across the globe to intensify efforts on climate action as the world marks the International Day of Parliamentarism. In a statement signed by the Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Musa Krishi, the speaker says the 2023 theme, Parliament for the Planet, was as the world battles climate change. Tajuddin Abbas noted that the Nigerian Parliament, which is a member of the International Parliamentary Union (IPU), would continue to work assiduously with other parliaments around the world to address the issue of climate change through legislation. It was another moment of cultural display by sons and daughters of Ijebu-Ode land as they coverage to celebrate this year's Ojude-Oba Festival. What are the relevance of age groups otherwise known as Regbe on this annual festival? Anthony Gandonu says us more.
Oba is a socio-cultural annual event synonymous with the people of Ijebu land. It's a convergence of sons and daughters of Ijebu, both home and abroad, to socialize, network, and discuss more about the development of Ijebu land. The event also served as an opportunity for age groups, both male and female, otherwise known as Regbe, to file out and pay homage to the Awujale and paramount ruler of Ijebu land. Regbe and Ojude-Oba, according to some giwas of the groups, are two inseparable twins.
The Regbe institution is an age-long institution of our forefathers, and one important thing that it does for us is that it unifies us. It is the melting point of all sons and daughters of Ijebu land. It's a unifying factor. That's the basic strength of the Regbe.
We are Regbe from Ijebu land. So to show that their culture, this is what we do. We come and pay homage to our king.
Some visitors, including the former governor of Ogun State, Chief Olusegun Oshoba, and the Director General, National Council for Arts and Culture, Chief Oluseye Runshewe, who were part of this annual gathering, expressed their views over the event.
It's one of the greatest Doba culture that we have in Yoruba land, and I thank God for the life of Kabiyesi Alailua about Dr. Sikiru Adetono. I pray that God will continue to give him long life to lead us.
Oh, my message is we should be patient with each other. This is the time to collaborate with the new government to make Nigeria better and greater, and I'm sure everyone is ready.
Over 50 Regbe participated in this year's Ojude-Oba Festival. In Ijebu-Ode, Anthony Gandonu, NTA News.
International Breweries PLC was reiterated its readiness to always support and promote Nigerian culture and tradition irrespective of tribe. The brand manager of the multi-billion naira brewery Oluwatosin Ogunjimi gave this assurance at the Palace of Orimolusi of Ijebu-Igbo during this year's Ojude-Oba Festival. Anthony Gandonu was part of the event. Details will come in our subsequent bulletin. It was an historical moment in Iperu town in Ogun East, Senatorial District of Ogun State, as the recently appointed first female Accountant General of the Federation, Mrs. Oluwatosin Madeyin, was recognized for making our town, the women folk, and Nigeria at large proud. Anthony Gandoni reports that other 3 sons of the town were also recognized. The report.
Coming, you are not wrong. The program and initiative of the Alakperu of Iperu, Oba Adeleke Idowu Basibo, was a celebration of exemplary service and good citizenship, particularly the recently appointed daughter of the town, who happens to be the first female Accountant General of the Federation, Mrs. Oluwatoyin Madeyin.
The government from this town, and you are Accountant General of the Federation. You cannot deal with the governor. You are a permanent secretary in the Ogun State. You don't know that the governor is you are from the same place, I believe that was why we should organize it. We are happy, we are excited, and we happy that you are around.
The community feels elated that our daughter has been given such an enviable position in the Federation, and the community considers fit to host her and other eminent indigenes of Ikperu who have reached the peak of their career in government.
To the admiration of guests, the awardee joined Ogun State Cultural Troupe to display her dancing skills.
I want an education policy that will engage all the youth. No child should be left behind policy, where every child that's supposed to be in school must be in school.
I give glory to God because it's been a tough journey, but God saw us through, so we thank God.
Family, friends, and well-wishers, while reacting, say, recognizing the achievement of the recently appointed Accountant General of the Federation was necessary.
They are consistent, they are hardworking, they are professional in their core field. And we see that federal government recognized the Accountant General of Nigeria to be an indigene of our town.
Hello.
My name is Captain Banjo Daniel Akintunde, the Merchant Navy Captain. Yes.
Supported by their spouses, 3 other sons of the town who were permanent secretaries in Ogun and Lagos states were also recognized. High point of the event was the presentation of awards and the cultural performance. From Ikperu, Anthony Gandonu, NTA News.
We'll be back shortly after the break. Stay tuned.
The words are hard to find, but they're still heavy on my mind tonight. The pain is deep inside, but I still want to hide. Happy birthday!
Is this what you really want to do?
Yes, Dad. That's what I've been trying to show you.
Fight for your dreams the advanced way with Glow LTE Advanced. The power of 3 data networks in one. Get a Glow SIM or dial *301#.
With us. As Nigeria joins the rest of the world to mark the International Day of Parliamentarism, there is growing advocacy for the legislature to drive collective action and commitment on climate change. National Assembly correspondent Mitaire Ikmen tells us more about the day. The report.
A 2018 resolution of the United Nations General Assembly set aside 30th of June annually as International Day of Parliamentarism. Same date, the Interparliamentary Union was founded in 1889. It's a time to review the progress of parliaments on global issues with domestic implications. Parliaments for the Planet, the theme for this year, mobilizes lawmakers to help address the climate change crisis. And of course, charity, they say, begins at home.
Nigeria is one of the countries at risk, and we feel it. We have issues of flooding, we have issues of desertification. So we have a lot of issues that we are yet to deal with as a government. It's not just the role of the legislature, but it's both the executive needs to have very serious policies deliberate policies on climate change. And I'm afraid we haven't seen much of that. But I'm sure in the 10th Parliament, we will increase Nigeria's capacity to utilize renewable energy, which is one of the solutions.
But beyond enacting laws, oversight of government activities, policies and programs is also critical.
Addressing the issue of climate change, not just on a day like this, but beyond, I think it's quite important. It is something we are going to take very seriously as a parliament. It is something we are going to take, very seriously in working hand in hand with the executive, to make sure that President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu also takes it, as a matter of necessity.
For democracy to be sustainable, there is consensus that parliaments, as the cornerstone of functioning democracies, need to be strong, transparent, accountable, and truly representative of the people. In Abuja, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
Do you know that for more than 200 years, a group of people have been responsible for wealth creation and eliminating poverty in the society? They are cooperatives, which is why a day is being set aside to show how the cooperative way of working can help accomplish the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. Mukplang Dakok reports.
Cooperatives are associations of people united to meet their common economic, social, and cultural needs and aspirations. The International Cooperative Alliance, ICA, and the United Nations say cooperatives may not be popular but contribute to economic, social, and environmental sustainability across regions and economic sectors.
I've had it, but I'm not into the system. The one I know is about normal daily contribution, which I do at the end of the month. I collect my money, or I do from January to December, I get the money.
I did not belong to any cooperative society yet, because I don't have need for it for now.
Experts say cooperative societies are particularly significant in Nigeria because they help raise citizens' standards of living.
When I started working, I started as a junior staff, but with cooperative I was able to get money to go to a higher institution and complete my studies.
My husband belongs to them. He's a member. Okay. And sometime they bought a vehicle for somebody, and they are even into estates.
The first Saturday of July every year is set aside to celebrate the International Day of Cooperatives and show the world what can be achieved through the power of cooperation.
Cooperatives provide tax to government that is applied towards the provision of basic amenities and infrastructure. Two, cooperatives improves competition because of its low production and operation costs. Cooperatives essentially address market failures and gaps that are ignored by other private businesses, like provision of low interest loans and low cost housing to its members.
In Nigeria, cooperatives at various levels help safeguard community relations and adopt sustainable and long-term business practices. This year's theme is Cooperatives, Partners for Accelerated Sustainable Development. In Abuja, Mukplang Dakok, NTA News.
The Acting Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has condemned the disturbing incident where a police team ran a vehicle over a citizen on Thursday, June 29, 2023, at Ekpoma, Edo State. In a statement, the acting IGP orders the erring policemen who have been in detention in Edo State to report to the force headquarters in Abuja on Monday for further action. Meanwhile, the public, particularly the people of Ekpoma, are implored to remain calm as the present leadership of the force will not condone acts of unprofessionalism and illegality. Up next is Sports Update with Peter Oibo.
We begin with athletics. Nigerian Olympic star Tobi Amoso finishes in second position on Friday at the Diamond League in Switzerland in women's 100-meter event with a time of 12.47 seconds, while Puerto Rican won in 12.40 seconds. Thea Jones came third in 12.51 seconds. The Nigerian stars continue to prepare ahead of the World Athletics Championship slated for Budapest this year. In another development, Nigerian Tigers on Friday lost their opening game at the 2023 FIBA African Qualifiers competition in Abidjan to Guinea on 65-62. Meanwhile, the Nigerian side will today have another opportunity to redeem their image as they set to face Benin Republic in their second game. Meanwhile, ahead of the Nigerian National League NLL Super 8 playoff in Asaba Delta State, the 8 participating teams, Atlant FC, Castina United, EFCC, FC1 Rocket, Sporting Lagos, Kano Pillars, Stoma CS, and DMD, have all arrived for the championship, with some of the teams scheduled for training at the venue of the tournament. The kickoff is scheduled for July 2nd, 2023 at the Stephen Keshi Stadium, Asaba, Delta State. And finally, American boxer Deontay Wilder is getting set for a possible fight against former unified heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua in what promises to be a mouth-watering fight between the heavyweights. The highly anticipated showdown between the heavyweights is expected to take place in Saudi Arabia at the end of the year. With sports updates, Peter Oibo, NTA News.
This is the news for tonight, but before we go, here are the recap. President Tinubu receives Chairman Authority of ECOWAS Heads of State and Government. Community hosts the first female Accountant General of the Federation to a grand reception. Lastly, we told you that IGB condemns gross misconduct by Edo policemen, orders them to appear before panel in Abuja. That's all we have for you for tonight. I am Titilayo Hoke. Thanks for staying tuned with us. Good night.